Hi, this is Stefan Rose, the Complicated Author, episode 12. The name of the episode is called Man to Man, dedicated to my father. On this episode, I'm going to talk about the 4 aspects of man to man: motivational, inspirational, psychological, and philosophical aspect. Tune in, like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Stefan Rose, the Complicated Author, and go to Barnes & Nobles and purchase your copy of Dreams Are Poetic, still on sale for $5. Thank you. Enjoy the show. Okay, we're getting down to the motivational and inspirational aspect. So motivational goes hand in hand, right? With inspirational. So these 2 aspects, the reason why I write it down like that, it goes hand in hand. What motivated me and what inspired me. Right now, we are going over the motivational and inspirational aspect of episode 12, Man to Man. What motivated me to write this poem is watching my father since I walked into this universe that developed into the man that he is today. He also motivated me to always put education first. Education always, everything was his philosophy. My father was always more concerned on how I would better myself in life than subject myself to the useless entertainment that society provided. My father will work himself to the core emotionally to make sure that we are on top of our A game in school. That's all he cared about. He cared about us having good manners, a level of respect outside and inside the house. Like, he had mannerisms of just saying good afternoon, make sure you say good morning. He was a man of just dignity and good morale. He always promoted that. That's what I loved about my dad. Also, he always made sure we were on point with all the subjects in school. There were times that he would look at people on the screen and tell me that these are people that you should not idolize. You need to idolize God and idolize yourself as a man that you want to be growing up. So that is the motivational aspect. That's what motivated me, gave me the drive to write this poem, because I felt like I had to really give this honor to him, because he's done so much as far as being an advocate for me. Inspirational aspect, my father inspired me in so many ways. My father inspired me to be an advocate for my child today. So him being an advocate when I was a kid, in schools and put in certain groups and classes, he fought to put me in the generalized crowd where I needed to get the appropriate education. My father also inspired me to never let no one fool me or mind control me or lead me into astray. He always told me to read into things, look into things first. My father inspired me to always dress for success. Everywhere you go, you're at a meeting, you're out somewhere, you always want to look apart, look presentable. Those were his main elements in life. Always take care of yourself, keep up with yourself, always have a good appearance. It's not about people judging, but it's about representing yourself as a human being. No matter what, I am always going to have a professional appearance and have good morals because of my father. We're on to the second part, the psychological and philosophical The reason why I connect these two, because it provides and it also requires critical thinking for these two aspects. So the motivational and inspirational go hand in hand because at the beginning, the backstory, and the psychological and the philosophical aspect provides and requires critical thinking. We are now into my favorite part of the episode, the psychological and philosophical aspect of Man to Man, episode 12. The psychological aspect of Man to Man is that my father eliminated the missing father syndrome out of my life. Eliminated, let me write it down for you guys. Let me write it down. Eliminated the missing father syndrome. It doesn't exist, but people that mentioned they don't have their father around, it's not a diagnosis or anything, but it's just something I put together. It's the missing father syndrome. It's like, I don't have my father in my life. So he eliminated that by maintaining to be in my life majority through my youth and adolescence and adult years. By being there for me through sickness, surgeries, hitting rock bottom, and when the education system was trying to destroy me in every aspect. My father was the biggest advocate when it came to being advanced in the most highest education field. Until I graduated from Kane University, so I'm forever grateful for that. Despite of my father at times can be difficult to talk to and approach, but eventually he listens and is willing to console me after when I found out my purpose in life and in my journey. So the psychological aspect. So my father eliminated that missing father syndrome. So this is why this day, I fight to maintain in my daughter's life. Because I saw that growing up. I'm used to it. This is the blueprint that I followed. The philosophical aspect of Man to Man was defeating the stereotypes of colored African American / Caribbean men not being there for their child. So there's a lot of stereotypes of black men not being there for their child. My dad defeated that, and I am happy and I am grateful. Another philosophical aspect is the Joe Jackson effect. It's funny. It sounds funny. The Joe Jackson effect. I'm going to tell you. Joe Jackson effect. Why? I'm not saying abuse or anything. My father would stay there all night until I got it right. Again, Joe Jackson, the Jackson 5. He stayed there all night until the boys got it right. So my dad stayed all night until I got it right, maintained my education, just fought for what is right and keep going and never give up. Right? So the Joe Jackson effect, meaning that my father pushed me to the point of perfecting my craft of mastering and decoding the math field to some degree, and encouraging me to strive to master the English language, despite that English was a second language when I came back from Canada. So I strive to become an English major, despite of English being a second language for me, despite that I was born here, but that's just a back end to it. My father encouraged me on no matter what goes on in life with anyone around, always fight and put your child first. So on a philosophical, psychological aspect, my dad defeated all of those stereotypes. He provided the Joe Jackson mentality, the effect, and I am forever grateful for that. Thank you, Pops. I appreciate it. And thank you for helping me form into the man that I need to be today. Hi, this is Stefan Rose, the complicated author. We are on to the conclusion of Man to Man, episode 12. Just want to say that the reason why I did this episode, and it's not just a dedication to my father, but it's for a lot of us men out there and a lot of us that have a child. No matter what you go through in life, you don't get along with a significant other, it's cool. We all get up and move on. But the most important thing is to fight for your child and make sure you put your child first and be there for your child through sickness, health, anything, recitals, teacher conference, sporting events, anything. Like you want to be your child's biggest advocate, because as they get older, they hit the teenage and adolescent years, they are always going to remember who's there for them and who's not. So fathers, I'm calling you guys out now. Don't be that stereotype. It doesn't matter if the color black, white, Asian, Hispanic. Don't be that stereotype. Be there for your child. It is important, no matter how much things are not going well. Let it go. It's okay. You will find a way into happiness within. Let it go. It's okay. But your child doesn't deserve to not have you in their life. They need you just as much as they need their mother. Always remember, it is important. And again, Pops, thank you. Man to man, I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel, Stefan Rose, the complicated author. And go to, please, Barnes & Noble, Dreams Are Poetic, still on sale for $5. Barnes & Noble's, Amazon, and yeah. So tune in next time for episode 13. I'm not going to tell the location. I'm not going to tell the date. It's a mystery as always. You'll see it on my Instagram or Facebook. And be blessed and God bless you. Thank you.